What up, peeps? We are back for another episode of Daddy Issues. We back in the mix. Got the horns. We are back again with Doc Brown.
What's up, y'all? Thanks for having me back again. Loving it.
Hey, let's get the future, huh? Back from
the man. Thanks for making those time machines, man.
Oh, for sure.
I'll go back to 1955 all the time just to get chased out of the community. It's a great time.
It's a good workout.
It's a great time, man. My sons just left here. We were shooting videos, and it's just weird to have sons that old, man. Like I'll be looking at Keon and his kids, and they just be doing family stuff. You know, the kids fighting Keon and just probably punching him randomly and running up and
for no reason.
For no reason. They see Keon's back. They see Keon's back and just still on it.
Kendrick punches me in the chest every day, a couple times a day. I don't know why. First thing in the morning, he gets up. I put him on the toilet. He's punching me while I'm putting him on the toilet. I'm like, why?
That's the perfect time. You gonna put me on the toilet?
He just swings on me all day.
He knows you're not going to drop him, so you might as well get his licks in. Defenseless.
Fighting Pops was life, though, man. We used to love attacking my dad. He had on his green University of Chicago shorts on. We just sock him out. I used to tear his back up. And Sincere still be fighting me, though. He be doing moves on me at random. But yeah, man, it's weird. It's surreal having kids that old.
They're what, 19 and 20?
Yeah, 20 and 18. So Sincere be 19 in September. Serena be 21 in January. So it's just like, and I don't feel old enough for that. Like, even though I'm 43, I feel like I'm like 32. And I'm just like, man, they old, man. How old are you, Doc Brown?
I'm 33.
And Maya? Nothing.
She's on mute.
Oh.
Maya would.
She's like, I'm not saying my age.
I don't even know.
She's not going to tell us anyway.
We tried to get her before. She said no.
We live by an airport. There was a plane going by. The plane started again, so I had to mute myself real quick so that nobody heard the plane.
How old are you, though?
Mute.
She went back on mute.
You know what's trash? I consider Maya a friend. And I don't know how old she is.
I've told you my age many times. I think you've come to a birthday party. You just keep forgetting.
You're right. You're probably right. You know. I'll be forgetting how old Keon is all the time. I'll be like, how old are you? I asked him that probably twice a year.
I mean, the other day we was talking about it. I didn't know how old anybody was. I only know Keenan and them because they're same as me.
Yeah.
But you in DC, I'd be like, I don't know.
Man, it's like every time. I know Chaz's birthday is October 1st, and I know DC's birth date. But the actual ages, I was like, but now that I know 3 of y'all are in 85, you're 84, right? 87. At the end?
Barely made it. December 7th, 84.
84. So I should be good from here on out. Knowing those years, that's everybody. Everybody's accounted for now. So I'm good.
I feel like I get stuck in the last event. So since the last thing we celebrated was your 40th, you're just 40. Like
that's 40 matters. 43 doesn't matter. 43 does not matter. It won't matter again until I'm 50.
Yeah.
So
technically over the hill. So
yeah, like 50. Yeah. That's an actual 50. That's a milestone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like 50 is a powerful number for some reason. It's just popular. Because you got a $50 bill, 50 cent, 50%. You know,
it's half.
50 states.
It's a half. It's just a good.
Yeah.
It's a good
50
solid
states.
Halfway done point.
If y'all was at gunpoint, could y'all list every state and capital at gunpoint?
No, I couldn't do it. I don't need a gun. I couldn't do it. I can't.
I would slip up. I think I could, but I would slip up on Kentucky. I would definitely slip up in Kentucky.
Was that Knoxville? No.
Louisville?
Frankfurt.
Frankfurt.
Oh,
Frankfurt, Kentucky.
I don't know.
Yep. Yep. Trying to remember that at gunpoint right now.
States, I could probably do
40-something.
States I could probably do, but them capitals, man, I don't care.
Capitals is tricky.
Now, if you told me to just do a city from each state, I'm good.
Oh, yeah.
I can do
well, you know what, though?
I don't know.
Wait.
I don't know about that. Like,
let's see. New Hampshire?
Ooh. I can only give you Mount Pelier, because that's the capital. But that's all I got.
That's Vermont, though.
Oh, Vermont. Well, then I got nothing.
I don't know.
Wait, no, it's not Providence either. That's Rhode Island.
That's Rhode Island, yeah.
New Hampshire is yo.
I don't know. You know what's crazy? I came in with like every city though. The first one I was like,
Concord.
Because nobody talks about New Hampshire.
No.
Nobody.
There's nobody in New Hampshire.
When he first said it, I was like, is that a state? No one talks about New Hampshire.
Nobody talks about it. Even though Wyoming is the least populated state, I feel like I hear Wyoming more than New Hampshire.
I've been there.
Yeah,
New Hampshire doesn't bother anybody.
People go to Wyoming. I don't know.
Yeah, Wyoming is huge. It take up a lot of real estate.
Yep.
Ain't nothing.
And nobody's there, though.
One of my co-residents actually is working in New Hampshire right now. Crazy.
Wow.
She says it's beautiful.
I bet it is. Up there in like northeast, I bet you it's super beautiful. Especially in the fall.
Oh yeah.
Sign me up for the visuals. One of my goals in life is to go to every state in America. And like go, not just be at the airport. I mean be in the
that's we close though, as much as we travel. We're pretty close.
Yeah. I think I'm like 40-something in now. Yeah. I think I only got like 7 states left.
Between hoop and comedy, I'm pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what states like do you guys have left like that you really want to go to? I
ain't never been to New Hampshire.
Okay.
I've never been to Illinois.
What?
Nope.
Bro? Chicago?
Nope.
Never?
I've been trying to. I mean, it'll happen soon. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The West I covered all the West. South. Like I've been to North Carolina, but never South.
Okay.
There's a few spots I still need to go.
I think I still got Alaska, Maine.
You never been to Alaska?
I've never been to Alaska.
Even on the ships?
Nope. Because I never get that cruise trajectory.
Oh, like I've been to Alaska so many times because of the ships.
Man, I want to go so bad. Alaska, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine.
Yep, all those.
Wyoming.
Oh, been there.
Yep.
North and South Dakota. I think those are the 7 states I still got left.
Okay. That's pretty good then.
Yeah. You can do northern New England in a day.
That was the plan. We were going to do that late last year. We were going to drive up all throughout that, but I ended up getting booked for something, so I had to come back. But we were planning on it. We was going to drive up, bed and breakfast all the way up through Maine and all of that, but, you know.
Get that lobster.
But no complaints, though. You know, but we going to get it. Yeah, man. What's going on, Maya? What's going on in the world today?
Well, we have 2 stories. One is serious, one is goofy. What do you want to hear first?
Goofy.
Let's end on goofy.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're right. Let's end on goofy.
Can we do serious?
Serious?
Man.
Okay. Yeah. We touched on this briefly before, but it's come back. INCEL terrorism. Do you remember when we talked about that?
Nah.
Involuntary celibate.
Those losers?
Yes, they're losers, but there's a lot more to it than that.
It's deep. It's deep, but yeah, we keep going though.
There was a terrorist attack in Toronto. It's being classified as a terrorist attack, and they're charging him as a terrorist because this young boy, 17-year-old Alec Manassian, stabbed women in an erotic massage parlor because he blamed it on years of sexual rejection. He killed one of them, and they're charging him as a terrorist because he was radicalized online.
He was in there, like, getting a massage, or?
He was in there stabbing people. I'm not sure if he had been there for a massage previously.
He was in there
But
stabbing people.
why go in there where they're relieving everybody? Like, you could have just got jerked off.
Work.
Yeah.
He could have got that work.
Oh, maybe he was too young to be a customer. 17?
Oh, he was 17.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do things in
But I don't know.
Canada.
Yeah, Toronto's different.
But it's just weird to go stab people who are doing a great service like that for people. Like, if your
And
frustration
he could have got that work.
Yeah, if your frustration is not smashing, you stab people who are providing relief for many, that doesn't make sense.
I figured you would stab where you know you're getting rejected.
Yeah. But a massage parlor, that's a win for everyone. As long as you got the bread.
He murdered some people, or was it just stabbing?
He stabbed a lot of people and he murdered one woman.
Dang, man.
That's
trash.
Sad. That's sad. Like, this whole incel terrorism thing it's crazy, but it's massive. It's a massive group, and literally a lot of their ideology is that, you know, we are people who are sexually frustrated. Women don't usually gravitate toward them, and they express their frustrations like in online chats in certain groups. And the whole goal of it is to kind of say that women are like vile creatures and they only go for these like really hyper masculine figures. And so they try to justify the use of violence against women for that reason. And that's like the most extreme form of incel terrorism that Maya's referring to. There's other acts like the guy in San Bernardino who killed, I want to say, like 14 individuals a few years ago.
I remember that.
Yeah, wrote like a big manifesto. It was also kind of
that was wild.
Situation.
But like, did they run out of lotion? Like, there's free porn? There's so much lotion.
You got porn at your fingertips.
And there's back page robots, like massage parlors. Like, there's so many ways to get off.
You don't calm down after the bus. You should be like, you know what? I'm not gonna kill nobody tonight. You should be tired. Let me ask y'all this though: have y'all ever gotten a happy ending from a massage part?
Well, yes, but it doesn't count because I was messing with her at the time.
Nah.
So that don't count.
You knew it. Yeah.
Same.
Okay. Yeah. Maya, you not exempt from this question.
No.
Don't say no.
There's nothing wrong with it.
How we supposed to know?
You said no, like I would never. I just do my acid. Like,
but do they even do that with ladies? Is that something?
I'm sure they do.
Oh, you know there's dudes out here.
Oh yeah,
flick of the wrist.
I'm sure they do.
Flick of the wrist.
They've never even offered.
I bet you the women would probably be even more comfortable giving a happy ending to a woman than the man.
It hasn't come up.
So that's messy. Unless she's a squirter, then
Yo, I've never had one, but I've always thought about it. Though.
No, you don't want one. Wait, a happy ending or a squirter? Sorry, I got
happy ending. Happy ending.
Yeah.
And I've always been like, man, this seems like it'd be dope, you know. But
I often wonder how good they are at it. Because a lot of women be trash on the hand job tip.
Oh, my God.
Because they can't do it better than we can. Because we've been practicing since we were kids. You know what I mean?
They don't know how to work the grip.
Yeah.
Because they can't feel us feeling the grip tone.
Yeah.
Do you think this is why he stabbed them?
You think the grip was wrong? That's why?
That's why he went crazy in the massage parlor? Because it was not what he paid for.
I haven't read the police report. I don't really know the facts.
Yeah, I haven't heard this story.
If the grip is not right, though. It is possible.
I'm just with Tony. Like after busting, I don't care to do anything anymore.
You
like,
calm down.
Yeah,
just rub one out, dude. Like,
man.
That's true. And usually, like individuals that are usually in these chats usually have a history of like depression or like severe social anxiety. So it's like you feel like you're in this world that you can't escape from, and your only escape is on this site because if you've tried in the past to get with someone of the opposite sex, it's probably failed miserably, or due to your disorder, it's kind of reinforcing that sense of failure, rejection. So it's when I say like it's a deeper thing, like there is some mental illness associated with these individuals, but the fact of carrying out this act way past mental illness, that's relatively nothing to do with mental illness.
That's what I was going to
Why?
ask you. Like,
Mass.
it can't be just not getting something. It had to be other factors.
No, it's kind of like a distorted view of like the world, and you know, a lot of that is due to one's upbringing, their nature, and their nurture, but less so to do with like a disorder in your brain. I would say, as far as like the mass shootings and things like that, I know that's kind of unrelated, but like about 5% of those individuals actually have like true organic mental illness. So that means it's something else driving them to that point. And so for this individual, it might just be like, this is the last straw. I'm really sick of this, and maybe something about someone in one of those in the parlor triggered him, or I don't know. But usually something like that is what leads to these acts. Less so due to mental illness.
He wasn't watching porn like normal 17-year-old boys do? You don't think that could have helped him?
It probably could have, but it could also reinforce those themes because, I mean, a lot of porns, I don't know. Y'all historians of porn, y'all?
Not really, but I know enough.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, well, they're very, situational. Some cases, it might be like more dominant as far as the male over the female. So it might be reinforcing those themes that he already has or that he's inciting on these sites.
But they got all that nerd porn out like that. They got that one guy. He's like 5 foot tall, and they be tossing him around and spinning him in circles and stuff. They be putting him in the reverse 69, like they treat him like a doll. I see them pop up on the thing.
They have every possible scenario that you could be into available now.
That's true. But
look it up.
Also, that might be something relatively new, or that might be something where, like you said, it's like the 1% of porn compared to the other 99 where someone's getting just straight dominated and thrown around or whatever.
I've seen plenty of that. I've seen plenty more to the contrary of like, women getting dominated and just, I've also seen it the other way around, but you're right. Like, and at least like now, like I joke about this all the time. Like, when I was coming up, you had to put in the work to get access to porn. Man. Like you had to go rent it, or you had to know somebody that had a tape. The dirty mag. Yeah, it was a mission.
I remember going behind the black curtain buying my first one. I went in there. I had my trench coat on, my glasses.
You had to go in there like Jason Bourne, trying to be low key, hat like this.
You had to buy a trench coat,
and I was pissed because like it was nobody in the store. Like I purposely paced outside the store until nobody was in there. I dipped behind the black curtain. I just grabbed one. I ain't got time to be picking out. I grabbed one, and I went to the counter. I remember somebody was looking for chips, and in my head I was like, "Just buy the chips, man. Get out,
yeah, man,
so I can buy this video, man."
Yep. You always waited for the people to clear out, and if it was a woman behind the counter, mission aborted. You just aborted the mission. Why is she working right now? Then you just left. You needed that dude clerk, man. I couldn't have a girl ring me up.
I couldn't have a girl ring me up for condoms, even though that's being responsible. I did not like it.
I hate it now. I hate it now that you have to have them open the case to the condoms. That's extra embarrassing. Open the condom, get the real for her pleasure joint, and grab the KY jelly as well. Yeah,
and it shouldn't be embarrassing because like you're doing the right thing. You shouldn't feel any embarrassment at all. But every time I would slide, and I would try to put it like they can't see it. I would have like a grocery item, the condoms, another random item. Like they can't see the condoms. I don't know why I would do that.
Yeah, I don't want people knowing I'm getting busy soon.
Yeah.
I just don't want people knowing that. You know what I mean? And they know, tonight.
Right? Especially if you buy the 3-pack. If you were going to buy the 3-pack, they know this is an emergency situation for right now.
That was me all day, the 3-pack Shakur.
So they'd be like, so is she in the car? Are you running to her house right now? What's this 3-pack for?
Man.
What is this?
Yeah, man. That's what made college so dope. It was just condoms everywhere. You just grabbing a bowl and dip out. They would trash condoms, but still, we had them.
Oh, those free joints.
Those joints popped on me every time.
Every time. They weren't made for everybody. They're made for INCEL terrorists. They weren't made. Them things, those were dangerous.
Popped on me all the time. I had to eject so many times.
So, Dr. Donald, how do you know if your 17-year-old is looking at porn, which everyone says healthy, or if he's becoming an incel?
Well, I mean, you look at more than just, what they say, but you look at their behaviors. That's why, like, as a parent, it's really important to know what your child is kind of into as far as not just in the house, but outside the house, their friends, how they are at school, like staying on track of all that, because it's more than just what you see online or what they're saying online that it is. So sometimes people are just frustrated and just letting their frustrations out online, but they don't do anything. They don't act on it. And that's what I would say most of people who are classified as incel behave. But they might also have like some of the other things, like kind of being more loners or being depressed or being in certain groups where people like them are their only friends. So it's very important that when you monitor your kid, make sure that they're doing different things, they're staying busy. And some cases, I don't know if I'd be on this point, but like monitoring what they see on the internet, whether that could be restricting or just monitoring, but just having the knowledge of it.
What if you monitor him? You guys probably say, what if you monitor him and you see something on one of these YouPorn sites that what is it?
I'll take that over killing people. So you like seeing sheeps and turtles, huh? Let's talk about this, son. Let's get into this.
Exactly. Keon that's the right response. You literally have to process it with them and kind of put it in perspective. If like you get the sense like that your kid is like kind of like wanting to like really see some physical aggression against these animals for some reason, then it's like, oh God, alarms raised. Yeah. But if it's like, I was just feeling at the moment, sheeps and turtles for some reason, I don't know, and blah, blah, blah. Then you can process it and hopefully move on from that. But
or it could have just been pure curiosity to just see, because I saw Two Girls, One Cup. I'm not into it, but I saw it. You know what I mean?
You should watch it. You should watch it.
But if you saw my history, oh my God. Oh my God. Why did they call it incel though?
Involuntarily celibate. Yeah, it's just a combination. Celibacy. Gotcha. Yeah.
But aren't most people celibate involuntarily? Like obviously you have some who do it religious reasons or just, whatever. But most people, if they're not smashing, it's not their choice. Even for those who be winning within the community, when you go on that drought, you ain't choosing this drought. You didn't sign up for that.
Yeah, that's true. I would say what you're saying. Yeah, most people aren't actively sexually active like every single day. But it's all about the way that person sees the world too. If they feel that they're the center of the universe and they're not getting the attention and respect they feel that they deserve, or the girls that they think they deserve, it's going to strike them a certain way compared to someone who's well-adjusted, knows that life is about successes and failures and learning from them and moving on, which I would say most people are, then they wouldn't exhibit those behaviors. So
let me ask you a question.
It's a combination of all that. Yeah.
Do you think, because I was talking about this with my boy the other day since we're on the subject, do you think people, because you just said, not getting the women they feel they deserve, right? Do you feel like people shoot their shots just way out? You know what I mean? Like a lot of people get mad, but it's like, come on, man. Like if I shot at Beyonce, I can't be pissed if she's like, no.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I can't be mad at that. Like I seen a lot of, I seen both sexes do it. They all do it, and you're shooting at a target that's like, come on, that's not. I mean, anybody can get got, but is that really your target audience? Is that really where you belong? Is that really where you're gonna flourish?
I mean, I'm a person, especially like in therapy. I have had patients that have had social anxiety, fear of rejection, feeling like stepping out of their comfort zone and all those things. And I do encourage. That's actually part of the treatment is to shoot your shot, but it's to be reasonable and like small steps. So you don't go for the thing that's 100 to you. You start at the 10, 20, 30, 40. So to your point, shooting at the 100, I wouldn't recommend it. If someone did do it
out the gate.
Yeah, I'd be like, because I tell them like 100, we going to be there possibly. Yeah. I'm not even saying we'll achieve it, but let's start at 10. Okay, you comfortable at 10, let's get to 15. Let's go up that ladder progression to the thing you think is the worst possible thing to do because of your anxiety. So we always start low and go high. So it's all about expectations. If they're not reasonable expectations, expect failure a lot of times.
Yeah, because I notice a lot of these people, they be getting mad, especially the dudes, they get mad at the girls that's rejecting them. I'm like, but look at the girls that's rejecting you, dude. These are the cream of the crop. Like, that's your fault, man. Like, most of us are going to fail with these chicks. Like, what are you doing?
Who knows? They could have been told they demand their whole life and they've always gotten what they wanted, and the first no,
they go
could
for
be
it.
That. Like, but who knows? It's all about the way you feel about yourself.
It's crazy too because it creates an environment because women are scared to reject men because of what they might do. You know, I hear that all the time. Like, I was scared to, turn them down or let them off easy or whatever, just because they fear for their own safety. Yeah. I was just like, man, I can't imagine what that's like living like that. Especially if you're a woman that's always sought after. It's like, it's got to be like nervous breakdown material, pretty much. Like, you can't even go to the store without getting bothered or and then when they get mad, well, fuck you then, bitch. Like, why you gotta deal with that?
Weekend at the club. Well, fuck you then, you ugly ass bitch. First of all, she wasn't ugly when you was trying to get at her.
Right. Now imagine hearing that day after day, though. It's like, man, that's gotta mess with you.
It does, and you never really know someone's true intentions too, because they could you don't know if it's game, them trying to get at you because of this, or it's because of your intellect, your personality, anything else that you think they might be attracted to. Like, you're right, you don't know who's a snake, who's real. It's frustrating.
That's got to be tough, and I think we take that for granted when we look at like beautiful people like that, especially women. And they constantly get hounded. I'm sure they be like, I ain't going outside today. I ain't been outside all week. You know what I mean? Just to deal with that. Just when you go on to CVS, you shouldn't have to be like, oh, what he about to say? And then, you know what I mean?
And then, just to take it a step further, like when individuals like that come out on their social media and say, I've been suffering from anxiety or depression because of that feeling, not being able to go out. And then people in their comments like, what are you talking about? You have millions of dollars. You can do whatever you want, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Like, that's just adding on to it, too. So, yeah. It's all about sense of self,
crazy.
Man. If you have that, you're golden.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think people be having a lot of sense of self. I really don't. No matter what the topic. I don't think people really be looking at themselves and be like, I am this, that, and the third. Like, everybody just thinks they're just amazing or some people have the negative where they just shit on themselves all day. And it's like, no, you're fine. Like, why?
Balance it up. Balance it.
Yeah.
Balance, yeah.
You can always improve, too. You can always improve. The last time we did this, or we did a men's rights thing, I put in the comment section, I was like, guys, you don't need to hate women. Just go to the gym and pick up a hobby and you'll get a nice girlfriend. Because women are not as shallow as men. Like, you go to the gym and you have a hobby and you have a stable job and you believe in anything, you can get a nice girl. It's not super hard. But they're like, what do you know? And I'm like, I have spoken to hundreds of women in my life. Trust me, guys. It's not that hard.
So, Maya, do you feel like, just in general, that women, if you feel like they're not as shallow, do you think that, as far as women compared to men, do you think that, sorry, I'm trying to phrase this question the right way.
Yes, they want money and material things. Yeah. Yes,
so you think that, do you think if they had the ability to have that they would choose that over what you just said?
No, because, if you're like, okay, it's all materialistic, well, think about it this way. You don't want to go for a guy that's making $2 million a year, but he can swap out models every, 6 months. You want a nice guy, maybe he's making $60,000, $70,000 a year, and he's going to be your guy for the next 50 years, He's not going to get you pregnant and leave you. He's not going to, when you put on... he could, but, you'd rather have a good guy making enough but less than try to go for this, guy that's just running around Ferraris and just wants, fast things, fast cars, and always just to have you as a trophy. I don't know, I have very many smart women who want to be someone's trophy. Because that is fickle, and that goes just as soon as your looks go.
True.
All right.
That's what I think. That's my thing. But it still is very materialistic because you got to think like, oh, could I have could I shop a lot over the next year and get this money? Or could I have a stable household? So that is a bit of materialism. You're not going to go for a guy that's making 10 a year. But if you, learn to weld, and you can easily make 80, 90,000 a year. So it's the smallest bit of effort.
Learn to weld. Just a random trade.
Yeah.
Any trade.
See your hands.
Goddamn well.
Learn to weld. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
because we all want financial security. All of us. You know what I mean? We got different levels of what we need to function as individuals, but we all want some type of, that financial security, man.
Yeah, some people are willing to do whatever for that too. So like I can't really excuse a person looking for a relationship trying to go for that. But it's important for them to know that with that type of relationship, if that's all it's based on, you'll have all these things negatively to look forward to as well. So it's all about knowing that.
Yeah, and that's a self-awareness thing too. I be getting mad when I be seeing people, they get with somebody like that and be like, he cheated on me. Duh. Like, duh. Oh, she left me. Duh. Like, what? You didn't see that coming when you met? When you met for that reason? Come on, man.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me the 18-year-old NBA prospect that you got with wasn't faithful? Really? I'm shocked.
But he's different. But he's different, though. He's not like the rest.
I thought it was going to be us.
But you have to, in a sense, though, you have to give people a chance and kind of believe what they say. You can't go around assuming that they will be a certain way, especially when you know them, you around them, and you just like, no, they wouldn't do that to me. And then they do. But some people don't present themselves as doing that to you until they do it. And so
I feel like sometimes the circumstance presents it itself. A 19-year-old millionaire is not going to be faithful. He's just not.
Wasn't LeBron James?
No.
No?
Stories
now, that's why they got married so late.
Kind of mixed.
Like, I'm sure now he's chilling, but at 18, when he was 18-year-old phenom, no. No.
I don't know.
Like
I gotta believe there's some guys out there that don't want to cheat.
Nobody, I don't think anybody wants to. 18 is like, I'm not even having sex.
Yep, AC Green. AC Green is the one dude in public, one public figure that was faithful from beginning to end.
Played for the Lakers. He was a virgin until he got married at whatever old age he was. Yep. So there are people out there. There are anomalies out there.
Yeah.
But,
But that's because he had never tasted the nectar. So it was easy for him to be like, oh, yeah, I'll be faithful. I've never had it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah,
there's just certain things I don't expect from certain people. I don't expect, first of all, and it's more of an age thing. I'm not expecting no young millionaire to do anything right. Mm-hmm. Like they're young and rich. Like they're going to.
Impulsive.
Yeah. I'm not expecting them to do anything. I think that's naive to go on thinking something like that. Like that's just stupid.
Young, rich, and sought after? Man,
come on, man.
That's a recipe for disaster.
What about old, rich, and sought after, or middle-aged, rich, and sought after?
It depends. Yeah.
It depends on who they are.
A loser before, and now they got money. He ain't saying he just his first time being about his life.
Yeah,
and women too. You got a lot of women that were ugly ducklings and blossom later, and they're not nice people. They are not nice people at all.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it just depends.
It's a tough game out here, man.
Just one last question on this, Dom, before we move on to something goofier. Is there anything
we definitely made this goofy.
You made this so goofy.
Can't stab a bunch of people, so you hate buying condoms? You fucking condoms.
The grip wasn't right? Is that what
is there a difference between incel radicalization and another kind of radicalization? Like, Al-Qaeda or... I don't necessarily think all Antifa are bad, but something like that. Is it all radicalization, or is this very specific?
I would say this is very specific because when I was doing some research on incel terrorism, a lot of them actually have different types of backgrounds, different ideologies. Like I mentioned before, some are more aggressive than others. There's not really a central theme behind their message. It's just some might hate the toxic masculinity aspect. Some might just hate women and so on and so forth. But just as far as radicalization, just the over-exaggeration of belief and usually having a group of people that are willing to get that message out by any means, it fits that definition, but there's different types. I wouldn't say it's like any other type.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Bring on the goof troop.
Goof.
Okay, well... This weekend, I was on Twitter, and we saw Azealia Banks acting super ignorant.
What's new?
Super ignorant. She was she came for Dave Chappelle.
She acting the other way?
She had that song. I like that song she came out with, remember?
I don't know nothing.
I didn't know nothing about her until she started trolling people. They was like, "Oh, she's a
raps.
rapper."
That was my intro.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, okay." Never heard a song. All I know is every once in a while she gets on with bullshit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What'd she do this time?
She accused Dave Chappelle of them having an affair. She said that they had an affair. The song is 212. It's actually really good, but that's what I know her from. And she said that she and Dave Chappelle had sex, and she came after a lot of people for not defending her online, even though they would sleep with her in private. Ruined a lot of breakfasts. Cry for help.
I just don't believe her. Like, because of her history, I don't believe anything that comes out of her mouth. Yeah,
it's harder too, because she has a long history of just starting
drama.
Shit.
And Chappelle is so random. Like, I don't even see them crossing paths. Even though I don't know neither one of them. I don't, like, where are y'all just meeting up and hanging out? Like, and judging by his personality and yours, I just feel like he'd be like, I'm out, bitch. Like, he wouldn't even,
I feel like this too. Everybody knows how messy she is. Yeah. And I feel like Dave Chappelle is smart enough to know, like, nah, she gonna be messy. And like, how do you even... And after a while, let's be real. Like, you get to a certain age where, especially if you're Dave Chappelle, I'm sure, a lot of women try to get at him. And, after a while, when you get to a certain age as a man, we're no longer smashing anything that's interested in us. We're just like, nah, you messy. Like, we really be looking at what you bringing to the table. Like, oh, hell no, you just messy. And I know if I smash you, you going to be like, this nigga, we done fucked, and I'm going to tell his wife, and I'm going to mess up his farm in Ohio. So it's just like, I'm pretty sure Dave was smart enough to be like, nah, fuck that. Fuck that, man. So I don't believe her. And the way she said it, she was like, I could tell everybody that me and Dave Chappelle fucked. You just did by saying it like that. You messy, man. It's just like
Tony did on with that. The older guys get, the more you think about aftermath of things, everything. So like, it comes to a point where you're just like, it wouldn't even be worth it. You go down this whole thing. Like, if I smash her, just based on her personality, it's not gonna go well. I'm good.
You already know.
Even if you're single, you could be a single guy and just be like, I don't want to have sex with her because I don't want to do it.
But I mean, to the contrary, I do know dudes who do it knowing the consequences, and they still do it.
They're trying to avoid incel groups. So I mean, you gotta do what you gotta
do. You're right. Some dudes do. Yeah. Some dudes do look the consequence in the face and be like,
"You only live once." Right.
They do that. You're right. Yeah. But I would just like to think that Dave Chappelle is a little sharper than that.
Sharper and too famous for that.
Yeah.
And her. Like, it's just her.
She big messy, man. She is big messy.
It's just the response too. Like, I could go after people and a bunch of dudes want to mess with me. It's like, okay.
Do they?
Who needs to know that?
I don't even believe that part. Do they? Just especially how you get down. Do they? I don't believe you.
I mean,
and I'm pretty. A music guy.
Is she?
I mean, she's not risk at all pretty. I mean, she's not.
I think she's pretty.
Her personality is so trash.
It makes her.
Her personality is so trash. It makes her even uglier. So it's just like, because she was already okay, but now you messy. Oh hell no!
No. And risk it all pretty. That's a different pretty. Risk it all pretty. You like, okay, she's bad enough. My kids got to grow up in a different home. Oh well, like that's a different level. She's not that. She's not.
So that's Beyonce, huh?
Well, she got money on top of it. It's not really Beyonce's look. It's Beyonce's.
I said this on my live the other day. She's not the type of looks where it's like, because when a woman gets cheated on, she's pissed. She gonna break up with you, whatever. But at least be somebody where she be like, well, it was Rihanna. She be out here with no bra. I get it. At least have your girl be like, I get it. I see why you did that. But Azalea's not that. Azalea's gonna be like, her?
Right.
You cheated on me for her?
Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. Like, your girl's gonna be heartbroken. It's over. She's leaving you. But at least have her to be like, well, I mean, I probably would have took her down myself. You know what I mean?
At least have the respect for your wife or significant other.
Right.
Someone that looks amazing.
I talked about that on stage. Like, if you're going to cheat, at least cheat up. At least cheat up.
At least have the decency.
But then women have countered with, but then that means that I wasn't good enough. You went for somebody better. And I'm like,
Oh.
Yeah, like, you cheat down, at least I know you just cheated because you ain't shit. If you cheat up, then I'm like, damn, I can't compete. I wasn't enough. And I was like, damn. But at the flip side, it's like, well, maybe you weren't. I don't know. I'm not there. I don't know. I don't know the situation. I'm just saying. Maybe you weren't. I don't know.
Oh, man.
I don't know if someone was really that good, like they call them like 10s or whatever, why she'd bother with a married man anyway. Like, it's too messy.
What if he's a 10?
If you have your choices.
Why mess with a married man?
Yeah,
Chris Rock talks about that all the time though. Like, women, you know, they don't be like, I want a guy like that. They be like, I want that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Any girls are trying to, maybe it's a modern thing, trying to get that That's messy. That's super messy, and he's only going to have half by the time he gets to you. Like, why bother?
It's a combination.
His wife's going to take half his stuff.
You have access, like, you have a significant, like, you know that the man's not going to say anything, so you have discretion. You have power over that person as far as...
A lot of power.
If you say something, I'm going to tell your wife or whatever. It's a lot of things behind it. And it could be just what you said, Keon, that woman. Like, that guy.
Yeah, you know, he's amazing. So, he's an amazing father and husband. I want that for me.
Yeah.
I'll get somebody like that. No, I want that.
No, I want him.
I want
that.
And
you get caught up.
Run.
Feelings, personalities. Yeah. I mean, it's easier said than done when you're on the other side. But when you in it, you don't look at it like that. You just be like, man, I know this is wrong, but I can't stop.
She's crazy. If she's going after a married man, she's crazy. Something missing up there.
Not necessarily. No, that's not crazy. That's not a crazy trait.
You're not thinking a few steps ahead. The children will always hate you.
But that's not crazy.
It's not crazy. That's selfish. It's not crazy.
It's definitely selfish. Selfish for sure.
It's stupid. It's stupid because you're not
believing in yourself. It's stupid for sure.
Unless you look at Swiss Beats, but look at Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys.
If in their mind it helps them achieve happiness, they're gonna. They don't care.
It's a selfish act. It's very selfish. You can't deny that it's
very selfish.
Everybody who cheats is very selfish. But crazy and there's so many different things going on. The only thing you can say for sure across the board is a selfish act and most people are selfish. They do what they want to do. They get what they want. So that's how most decisions are usually made, just because we're humans. But it's not crazy though. It's not.
Yeah. I see your point, though, Maya.
I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't trust him ever.
Trust who?
The person who did that. I'm like, I can't trust your decision making if you're going to go after a married man. Like, I can't trust your ability to think rationally. It's the same thing like messing around with Azealia Banks. Like, you'd be like, oh, that person isn't rational.
Not every married person is in a happy marriage. So they could be telling you, like, I want out of this shit. I like you. This person sucks. Well, it's good. And a lot of people I've heard, because I know a lot of women who have done so, I know a lot of men have done so, and they justify it by, well, they're not happy. Mm-hmm. So I'm not doing anything wrong. They not even happy. Mm-hmm. His wife
There's so many factors.
He hits her, whatever.
So many factors go into infidelity. It's not just one thing. The one thing that's common is the selfishness, but everything else is factors. It's like the situations, it's like all of that. And even so, like to say you can't trust their decision making on anything, you can't really write them off on everything. We all have our weak areas on how we think and do certain things. Like you might be strong here, weak here. You might be super book smart, but your common sense is low. Like, or, so it's varying degrees of it. Or
infidelity is just something you care about like that.
Yeah, and some people get swindled too. Some people get swindled. Yeah. Like they be hiding the whole family. You know what I mean? And so you got that aspect. And then you're so far in, it's hard for you to let that person go because y'all done spent time together and professed all of this love, and then you find out they got a family.
Like, that's mine.
But so it's like, it's hard to let go. But when you're on the outside looking in, pointing at people, then you can be like, man, y'all dumb. Y'all crazy. Yeah. But when you're in it, it feels different.
I had one of my students, my art students, who may or may not have is now dating somebody, and I said, you wait for her to file for divorce before you start dating her. Like, whatever is going on between y'all, you wait for the divorce paperwork to get filed before you seriously consider start dating her. And he did, and it worked out.
Mm-hmm. Like for me, like I would, if I was a person and a lady was married, I wouldn't do it, not because I felt bad or gave a shit about their relationship, just because I don't know if this dude is crazy. And I don't want to die for some vagina.
I don't want to die. Die.
So that'd be my thought process. But as far as feeling it or care, I don't care. But it's just my own safety. I'd be like, I think I'm gonna chill.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to find out who wanted the divorce too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why'd y'all break up? Well, I just wanted out. He still loved me. Be like, oh.
Yeah, I'm good.
That's like he be outside of the restaurant window like Donnell Jones. Like. Man. Yeah. These type of situations, man, it's always 18 sides to the stories and reasons and motivations and, you know. The only thing I can label crazy is just like the obsessive behavior, the tearing up people's property, you know, calling and hanging up, getting pizzas delivered to people's houses, stuff like that. That's when I'm like, oh, this is crazy.
That's childish.
That happened to my brother, man. This girl that he cut it off with, she kept getting pizzas delivered to the crib. And the cold part is she didn't have a phone. She didn't have a phone, so we would see her walk to the phone booth that was by the crib because she lived around the corner. We was like, she going over there with the kids to make the prank pizza delivery. We was like, man.
No, you're right. You're right.
After
I shouldn't have said that.
She's
not crazy.
We almost got flagged. We almost got flagged because we'd be like, no, we didn't order no pizza. And then we see them leaving the scene of the crime, phone booth. We like, bro.
Damn.
That's actually hella funny.
Man, it's funny. And my brother dealing with that made me very wary of like women that came off as crazy early on. Like if they did something too, I was skittish when it came to that because of what I saw what my brother went through. So I was just like, and when he was in the thick of that, I had never had a girlfriend. I was a virgin. So I'm just like, that's what they be doing? And so I'm paranoid. But yeah, man.
Another part to this story is, do you think it's too easy to use social media now to just sabotage somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a lot of facts supporting it. You could put your narrative out there and it's just your side. And then people comment on it and then it gets reposted, shared.
Yeah, whoever got the biggest fan base wins, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. Or whoever, or if you have enough backing or put yourself out there enough to where people just don't believe it. Like hers is so trash, she can't win against anybody. Like
she can't win. And pretty much Dave Chappelle is impenetrable.
Yeah. Like
I was watching an interview with Kevin Hart and Joe Rogan, and he was praising how free Dave Chappelle is in terms of, you know, how he moves and how he navigates his career. He just has this freedom that, you know, he can do whatever he wants, you know, on his terms. He walked away from all this money. Comedy Central got blacklisted in Hollywood and came back even stronger than before by being just him and free and like, you know, and so I feel like even if he was to, you know, cheat, he's going to get material out of whatever happens.
Yeah.
On his next comedy special, he's going to address it. He's going to win. He may or may not lose his wife. I don't know. But whether he does or not, he's going to win in the end because he's a comedian. And probably the top comedian in the world, like one of the top. So it's just like, he's going to win regardless. And people going to pay money to hear his side of the story.
Yeah,
exactly. You guys are one of the few professions where like your hardships, your trials, your hurdles, you can actually turn into successes with your material and your content. So
it's very hard to ether comedians because we'll just get on stage and talk about it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, this is what I went through.
Yeah.
And part of that
my
is
side of the story.
Yourself. Developing your sense of self, because that's part of getting through it. Humor is actually a defense mechanism. So it's like when you take that negative experience, you change into something positive, you build up, a better view of yourself and put it out there. So.
And a lot of times people just be wanting to know. So like if you get up and you tell yourself, they be like, oh, okay. And it was fun. Yeah. We don't care anymore. Our nosiness is over.
The fact that you can get paid by telling your story is amazing. Here's my side of it, guys. And then you just fill an arena with your side of it.
Yep. That's
the beautiful life right there, man.
And depending on what you did, people don't even care about the actual act either when it's funny.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause I remember when Kev Hart got in his thing, people was pissed. He did it in a special, talked about it on the Netflix thing. They was like, all right, well.
Yeah.
And now they got another baby. Beautiful family.
Right. If his wife forgives him, who are we to still be mad? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like his wife is still there.
People was pissed, and then they got over that quick.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is another weird thing too, why people care so much about, like people's relationships or like people they look up to or whatever. Like why, like I told my wife that I don't want that. Even though we do our stuff together online and people are starting to gravitate to it, I'm like, don't look to us as like, if y'all can't make, like, if something happens, if y'all can't make it, there's no, I don't want that. We are just two people and trying to figure it out. That's just it.
I make it a point to always, when people be like, you and Sabrina are goals, this and that, I make it a point every time. We be having our issues. It ain't nothing perfect. I always make sure to put that out there every time. I know sometimes Sabrina be like, you ain't got to tell everything. I'm just saying. I'm trying to keep it. Right. I don't like misconceptions. I don't like pedestal placement. I don't like none of that. So I always put it out there.
I've made several videos on relationship goals. I'm like, we are not relationship goals. And it was crazy is that they don't care though. Like once I've said it, like, we do this and this and I'll make a video of, but because the video is funny, y'all still goals to me. I don't care. I want that. But I'm like, this is a 60-second clip that I asked her to do with me. As soon as I said cut, I could have punched her in the forehead. You don't know. She could have stabbed me. You have no idea what's going on. You see what people allow you to see. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't want that pressure of being goals of anything. Like I'm just a guy and I'm just here trying to raise my kids and be a decent dude. That's it.
But the thing is, no matter what, you guys have the exposure, you guys have the followings you do, you will be viewed as that, even if you actively say don't.
Yeah.
So
we can't fight it.
Yeah. That's the crazy part is like you don't, it's nothing you can do about it.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
People create their own narrative in their head, and that's the story in their own minds. Yeah. And they stand firm in it. And that's why Charles Barkley says, I'm not a role model. Yeah. Like, man, forget all that. You a role model, Charles. Like, damn it. He tried to fight it.
He tried. In his commercial
one time,
to make money.
Right.
I made a video one time I was talking about people agreeing with everything, right? Because I was like, there's no way you should ever agree with everything I say. So people they unfollowed me for something. They got mad at something. I don't remember. I say a lot of shit. But they were like, I was like, you can't get mad for one thing I say when you liked 90% of it because I'm not perfect. I'm not going to say everything you'd like to hear. And like, if you listen to everything somebody says, that's a damn cult leader. Like you're in a cult. And you know what people saying in the comments? Well, damn it, we're in a cult then. They didn't care. They didn't care. They were just like, well, this is what we are then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It is.
It is. But what can you do?
The higher status you get in someone's life, the more closer to perfection they think you you embody.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter it does matter what you do and say, but to them, it won't.
Like the only thing I'm trying to do perfectly is not piss off black people. Other than that, I'm gonna make a ton of mistakes.
That's my main goal.
Is not piss off my people. That's it. Other than that, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
That's my main goal, and that's that's a group of people I will apologize to if I mess up and I feel like I messed
Black
up.
Twitter
The black community, I am sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
Everybody else can be like, well, you say, hey, man, fuck y'all, man. I'm talking to them. Listen,
Right.
y'all, I am so sorry.
I don't care about the Grammys, the Oscars, the black people. Let me tell you something.
Because
I'm
black
sorry.
people, they were the first to pull up and they'll be the last to leave.
Yeah.
As long as I don't mess up in the black community. So it's a must.
Stay on it.
You know what I
Stay
mean?
on it, fellas.
They be like, Keon, you cheated, but with a black woman. Oh, well, you know.
All right, what did you do?
You know, it's fine. Yeah.
She had natural hair. She had a natural hair, man. How about
cool,
that?
cool.
Yeah, man. That was honestly one of my goals as a comedian. And I used to, since I started in the comedy club in North Hollywood that was racially mixed, I was always there. I was worried about, am I funny to the black audience?
Mm-hmm.
That really was like, I have to make sure I'm funny to the black audience. Because I wouldn't feel complete without that. And then when I would do shows in the hood, I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I was the same way
They
that I started.
get me.
Yeah. I
They
feel you
get me.
100%.
So growing up, besides like before y'all like got your first like big breaks in like comedy or your first dip into comedy, would you say besides your family members, everyone that was your biggest fan groups, they were black, or were they other groups too in the beginning?
For me, I grew up, Chicago, my whole upbringing was super black. Like the neighborhood surrounding the school. And since I didn't make my older brothers laugh, I didn't think I was funny. But I'm making people laugh at school. Then when I get older, people cracking up. The girls that I liked and was trying to get with, I'm making them laugh. I'm like, I ain't trying to be funny. You funny. I'm like, oh. So I wasn't even viewing it like that until I viewed it like that. And I was like, yo, I'm really funny. So, and I've always hung out with majority black. So thinking back, I was always funny to the black community. But once you start doing stand-up and it's a different focus on me actually being funny purposely, then I was like, do black folks get me? Overlooking my whole upbringing, and then,
That makes sense.
Same way. I'm the same as Tony, because I started in mainstream rooms. Like everything I did was in the clubs like early first. So all the audiences, it'd be black people in there, but all the audiences was mixed, or, a lot of white audience, whatever. So then I would go do the hood rooms and I would do cool. And I started like being like, oh, because I refused to do like some of the comedy they liked, which I knew, because it was just low hanging fruit for me. I was just like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be like, you ever seen a roach? Like, no, I'm not doing that, and no disrespect to that kind of comedy. It's a line
you
for
ever seen a roach doing this? He had the glasses on, then he pushed them up, and then he did.
No disrespect to it, but I was just like, I could do a lot of things, and I wanted them. But then once I learned just that, because I hate when people shit on black audience, even hood audiences, when they say they don't like smart humor or goofy humor or whatever. Yeah, yes, they do. They just have to like you and trust you to deliver it to them.
Exactly.
And so once I learned how to do that, then I was like, I could still talk about anything I wanted to talk about, no matter how corny, no matter how goofy, no matter how smart, and they would take it because they was like, we trust you, brother. We like you. Mm-hmm. And I remember the first time I realized I definitely, I need this black audience. I want this black audience. Because I was just like, I want everybody. I want to be mainstream and big. What, yada, yada. I did a show, selling merch after the show, and every black person, not every, but most of them was like, hey, brother, I just want to support you. So they was just buying stuff on just because I was black. And I was like, see, these are my people. This is what I want. This is what, hey, brother, I just want to hear. Here you go. I don't even want the CD. Just here's $10. I was like, okay, this is what I need. And since that day, I was like, I really don't really care if everybody likes me or not. As long as my people good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's not coming from a place of like, we don't care about what other audiences think of us. It's just, it means more, especially our upbringing, in black families and black communities. Yeah. It's just like, we want to make sure that, people that look like us are going through similar things as us, that they get us comedically and that we're making them laugh and bringing something to them.
It's just a priority thing. It's not a, you don't want not like everything. It's just that if there was tiers, it's just like I got to make sure they're good, and then everybody else, I hope y'all like me too. Don't get me wrong, but I just want to make sure that they're good.
That was always my goal. Like, I want to make everybody laugh. I want to be able to go to any room, whether it be old white people, old Asian people, young Latino people. I can go in there and deliver the same goods. But I just had to make sure that the black folks was rocking with it.
And then you have this thing too. You're like, when you're killing these white rooms, you're like, are they laughing at me or are they laughing? Right. So you want to do the black rooms too, just to check yourself, like to make sure you're not up there. You know, like, okay, so this is just funny. This is not, they think it's funny because I'm doing this. And they're like, oh, that black guy. You know, so you just wanted the black rooms keep you, you know, where you need to be. You're like, all right, so this is just funny. So I'm not out here acting a guy, being a clown. You know what I'm saying? It's just.
Yeah, man.
Do you want to do some audience questions?
Let's do a question. Because we had an hour mark. Let's do a question.
First off, congratulations to regular listeners Candid Camille, who just gave birth to a son.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and awesome. Dame Talk TV gave birth, just had a daughter. I'm not sure if this is male or female. Congrats. But this person just had a daughter, so.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Welcome.
That's dope.
Welcome to Poop Up the Back Life.
Poop Up the Back. It's coming for you, Doc Brown. It's coming for you.
Oh, my gosh. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Any man. Poop Up the Back.
It's just hard to clean. It's just,
really
hard to clean.
What should you do?
You're never going to be ready for it.
I do
You're
have
never
a
going to be ready for it.
I didn't know this until somebody told me. When they do that, you know, your natural thing is to pull shirts over your head. The onesies, the next, you actually can pull them down around the shoulders to avoid the poop all on the face. I didn't know that.
Yes.
So I would always be trying to like move around.
Maneuver.
And then one day somebody was like, no, just pull it down. And sure enough, those things they make them like that so you can slide it down. So when they do the poop up the back, it's not a poop on the face too.
Poop up the back. You know what? I don't know if this sounds weird. I don't know if this sounds weird, but I actually like changing diapers. Like, it was never like a thing that I dreaded or the diaper. Of course, the poop up the back is ridiculous, but just on the regular, you know what I'm saying? It just became so like, and I felt like a dad. I felt like, man, look at me raising a kid.
That's what it is.
I feel that's what made it unweird. Because at first I was like, what? And then he said, I was like, no, I remember like little things like, and still now, because mine are still little too, when I help them brush their teeth at night. Or when I get, like, anytime I'm doing something, I just feel like a dad. Like, I'm like, come on, guys, let's brush our teeth. Let's come wash the car with me. You know, let's do anything I got to help them with. Or when Keelan be doing his homework, he's like, Dad, I need your help. I'll be like, you do? What we doing here? Shapes, colors, huh? I'm an expert. And I got to get it in now. Because once you get to middle school, I'm like, I got nothing for you. I got nothing. So yeah, I definitely feel Tony on the diaper chain. You feel when you're doing just dad stuff, you feel the pride of being a father,
and you get so accustomed to it the way you just
froze up.
Oh,
he just smooth.
I know the position.
He was like he's about to say something deep too. Like, you get so accustomed, and then
oh no,
he's looking off into the abyss. You get so accustomed because, you know, back in 1972 when I was first, he just smooth froze.
Is that it?
Yeah. Smooth froze.
What was the question? We didn't even...
we didn't get to the question.
The question's about intermittent fasting because Tony fasts, but he's
we're going to skip that question. Yeah. He's fasting right now.
I intermittent fast too.
You intermittent fast?
Mm-hmm. I lost 22 pounds since the beginning of... the shutdown.
I can't stop looking at it.
I know, that's funny. He took him out.
If y'all can, for those who don't watch on the YouTube page, Tony's Wi-Fi froze, so he was just stuck in this position, really pondering off into the distance. Like he's about to say something that was going to blow our mind, and it just froze.
Done. Yep.
So we'll save the questions then. We'll save it.
We're going to save these questions.
Yeah, and just get off.
Yeah.
So Tony usually does the outro, but I'll do it. Thank y'all for watching, listening. I should say. I always assume everybody watches. Thank y'all for listening. You can find Tony on Tony Baker comedy on everything. His website, Tony Baker Comedy. Is it TonyBakerComedy.com or Tony Baker?
Tony Baker Comedy.
You know, nothing new because it's still quarantine. You know what I'm saying? Other than he does his, you know, new stuff online as far as we're all doing shows and stuff online to entertain you guys or whatever. Keon Poley on everything. Doc Brown, thank you again for joining us. Where can they find you at?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram on DEEBEE, so DB_Deuce. Feel free if you guys have any questions, anything else you guys just want to chat about. I check my DM. So
yeah, you incels, hit him up, man. Don't be stabbing people. Hit him up. He can help you.
We can talk about it. We can talk about the incel stuff.
Yeah, so, don't hit me. I'm going to call you a weirdo. But hit him. I will not help. Hit him. Other than that, Maya, appreciate it. We'll see y'all next week. All right, we out.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.